God damn it, I knew I forgot to do something. Alright. Let's do some stuff. Oh, fuck. I need to turn my TV up. I picked another quart and a half of berries today. When I was outside, I found this awesomely beautiful spider.
Let me hear it if you're ready for some racing.
I hated poking her to get her to show herself. Because she, as soon as I saw her, my shade over her web made her run back into her little hiding spot.
You'll make awesome time, I know it.
I don't know why, but this game stopped showing me worldwide ghosts and stuff like that as well. I didn't change any options. Why would you send me there? We also can't listen to the ambient radio station anymore. Because there's a song on it that literally gets my video blocked worldwide. And I was saying that in my Monster Hunter stream the other day. I feel so bad for all the other artists. Because not only can they not monetize the video, but it's also blocked worldwide. Like, what an asshole thing to do. Like, I'm sure if other music companies knew about that, they would consult that company and be like, hey dude, what the fuck? You can't be doing that. You can't be blocking shit worldwide just because you're who you are. You're causing everyone to lose money. Including themselves, because they can't even monetize it. It's blocked worldwide. Not even that good of a song. It's a stupid one that goes, Max, how you do it? The way you do it. The way he does. Or whatever the fuck. Like, just fucking kill me. My least favorite song is the one that gets me fucking blocked worldwide. Fuck that producer. I'm sure it's not even the artist. If the artist had a say in it, they would be just like, sure, whatever. But it's the producer and the record company that oversees everything that they are. They're the ones who are doing that. It's funny because all the first videos of this playthrough, like up until I think like part 9, it's fine. Once you get to there, I think I changed to the ambient music station. I was like, oh yeah, this is nice, because I heard a couple good songs. Because that station has a lot of nice songs on it. Yeah, it should so. Weird. One thing I have noticed is now that I have almost all the cars unlocked, the game runs like dog shit when it comes to opening up the menu. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the X-Class event. I'm a dumbass.
Don't get too aggressive or you'll wreck. And you're a long way from a tow truck. Bear in mind, it's all about finding your own way out there.
Bear!
Looks like the track is beating you.
I mean, if the track is the world record, then I don't want to beat it, Tuck. You couldn't beat this guy either. Tell me more about nature. I like nature. You haven't had a good day until it ends with dirt underneath your fingernails. How? How did I fit the box in the circle? Must have been a smaller box. Oh yeah, this part of the track. Right. I always forget. There's no shortcuts here. One thing I am disappointed about in this game is that the Abarth monster truck doesn't float. It by all means should float. They've already done that before with monster trucks. That would actually make for some interesting gameplay, because you could just make it go unrealistically fast, whereas when you actually put a monster truck in water, it can't move that fast. Even when you're spinning the tires at full rev, because they just can't create enough surface area. And you're just spraying water everywhere. Nachos Loco. Oh. Good drive, kid. Oh, there it is. Tip, if you're gonna buy this game and play it, don't buy a bunch of cars. Because it literally takes fucking forever for the game to load them all. And it has to reload them every single time you open up your menu. Oh, I forgot. Good landing. Tip-top landing. Oh, this plane's so thick. The tail wing is anyways. What is this guy doing over here? I want to land right behind him. Coming in too hot. It's alright, we can lose most of that momentum. Woo! I just wanted to land next to this guy. It's a joker. Look at me. To waistline to the baseline. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh yeah, new customization. Throw out your waistline to the baseline. Throw out your waistline to the base. I haven't driven this at all. Ooh. What is that rear tail light? Like, are you trying to intimidate a monster, or are you trying to tell someone you're slowing down? Whoa, your sleeper car just woke up in a big way.
shot rookie. Things they can just roll in and walk away with it.
You race for thanks? We're gonna be walking, all right. Now this is...
Sorry, I just wanted to make everyone hear the cringy cutscene for the 300th time.
Wow, your sleeper car just woke up in a big way.
I don't think it did, dude. Why do I feel like I'm pressed up against the side of this car?
That car's really moving.
I never realized how square the front window of these cars are. It has almost no wrap to it. Seems like it'd be really easy to break the window on this because of that. The whole benefit of making a car's window slightly wrapped is deflection. Less chance of something hitting it and just directly cracking it. And if it does, it doesn't just instantly shatter like a sheet of glass. Even though a lot of the time they're laminated, so that can't happen. You can try to break a window of a car and it just cracks into a bunch of more cracks. Unless a lot of force is applied.
keys. Things they can just...
Roll in and walk away with it. That's what you sound like, bitch.
Wow, your sleeper car just woke up in a big way.
I was about to say, why did the engine all of a sudden get way louder? Did you see that on the map? Do you see the dot on the map right now? Oh, never mind. I did that last time I was driving the Porsche. The stupid fucking dot on the car's AC vent looks like a gray dot that is an enemy on the map. Or another driver, I should say. So ridiculous, it always fools my brain. You can see why people drive these in real life, because just the visibility is so nice. Granted, this car is a complete crashing hazard, but because every single car, or every single part of the car is going to crumple into you when you wreck it. But good drivers won't wreck them. That's how there's so many of them still on the streets. What's up, Henry? Sorry I'm not playing Monster Hunter tonight, man. I was last night, but you seemed like you were playing Fortnite, so I didn't ask you. Have you tried it yet? Did you try doing it by yourself or with Hyro? Because I've shown it to Hyro before, so he should be able to help you. Although you know Hyro's ability to educate. Considering he's not very good at learning himself. The only thing he was ever right about was a TV show. I love how you can see the cones in the background knocked over. Well, I should have kept turning. I didn't turn sharp enough. Still getting used to driving this car. Like all Porsches, it understeers. And then sickeningly oversteers immediately after. Just like Jeremy Clarkson says. Even in video games, Porsches steer exactly like they do in real life. Something to do with that body shape. I love the AI. Just all fucking 6 of them run into the wall at the same spot. Great programming. Excuse me, bud. Tiny car coming through. I'm not fast, though. You're too fast, dude. Oh my god. What even stopped me? Oh, that is counted as a wall? What the fuck? In the other... Oh. The metal part on the outside. I'm gonna say, you can go through the hedges in the other part, but the wall part of it was covered by the hedge. Well, Now I gotta rely on him screwing up in that corner again. Death-dealing oversteer. In the words of Jeremy Clarkson. Oh my god, they're gone. They're so gone, it's not even funny. Dang it! I'm so close. I had to just fuck up that turn. I can't remember what racer Jeremy Clarkson was even talking to when he was talking about death-dealing oversteer. Oh my god. It was another English actor. He was like, maybe you just don't know how to drive it. Fuck, I can't remember who it was. I'd have to go and watch all the Top Gear interviews again. Which I might do just because I love that shit. And the Grand Tour is so hard to watch if you don't just watch it from fucking Amazon garbage, so. It's not even a bad show, it's just hard to watch. I would love to watch it on YouTube. If you never watched Top Gear, then you probably have no clue who I'm talking about. But I'm talking about one of the hosts from Top Gear who got basically Top Gear canceled because he punched one of his producers in the face for not bringing him some decent food. I completely respect it as well because his producer seemed like kind of a fucking dick anyways. I mean, I'm sure Jeremy Clarkson is a dick in his own way, but you really would have to be a dick to get punched in the face for that. I'm sure there was more underlying bullshit that they just didn't want to disclose on a public basis, you know what I mean? The new hosts suck. They just don't carry the same charisma and likeness as three old British dudes. Or I'm not even gonna say old, because again, they weren't, some of them weren't that old, but still. There was just a certain way that they worked together that made it fun to watch. Because every other version of Top Gear sucked. People would just watch UK Top Gear because they had better people and they had more interesting guests, more interesting things that they were doing. Oh my god. Really? Right there? What a dumbass. Blocking the road. Here, let's race a different vehicle. Let's race the Nachos Locos Abarth against cars that are higher level.
Look at the hot shot rookie. Thinks they can just roll in and walk away with it.
You race for
I don't like
bets?
driving the hypercar races, man. Takes too long. It's the only car I'm probably never gonna farm for.
Wow, your sleeper car just woke up in a big way.
Takes too long to have rubber bandy AI make any progress you make meaningless. Unless you have a max upgraded car. But in order to get a max upgraded car, you have to do the races like fucking 25 times. Which is like roughly 6 to 7 hours of your time if you beat every single race. Just not even worth it to me. It's not even that I don't mind long races. I just mind long races when they're fair and not complete and utter bullshit due to rubber banding. These short races, I don't mind the rubber banding in because you're not going to lap a guy anyways. But in longer, like hour-plus long races, or in the case of the hypercar races, 30-minute-plus races, you really shouldn't be expected to drive perfect for 30 fucking minutes. You should, like, be allowed to have some wiggle room if you've been doing exceptionally well for 15 minutes. But it doesn't matter. You can drive like dog shit for 20 minutes, and then drive like good for 5 minutes, and it will mean the exact same amount as if you drove good for 20 minutes. That being said, on hard, the AI is way less rubber bandy, but that means that you would have had to have had your car be already upgraded, which is asinine. It just is. It makes shit take so much longer and bloats the replay value of the, what, 5 or 6 races that the hypercars have. Choke me. I'd rather drive a turd nugget on wheels. That's what I already am driving pretty much. I forget how well this car handles. That braking power, man. Does not turn well if you go into a turn at full angle, though. You gotta steer into it. Turns too quick.
Get your money up, get your money up. All I care about is money. That's all I can rap about. People think I have good lyrics.
Like, seriously. I hope that song hasn't been played live and millions of people haven't just like tossed money into the fucking air and just had other people take it. I really hope that isn't the case, and I wouldn't even doubt it if it actually is the case, because people are that fucking retarded at live events. And that's half the reason that people make music like that.
Where'd my $80 go?
I don't know, probably in the fucking grass that's been stomped on about 100,000 times. You might find it as a fossil in a million years and then be like, this is what archaic American money used to look like. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of any of the greens. Still haven't got any ECUs, brakes, or motor cores. That thing has such bad parts on it. Doesn't matter though, because it's a fucking Escalade. I'm not even gonna put that good of parts on it. You can't even put liveries on an Escalade in this game. What kind of fucking Need for Speed clone is this? It's a Need for Speed clone where you can't put a skin on an Escalade. Cause that's totally not the, like, street vehicle of choice for a lot of fucking people. When I think tricked out SUV, I think Escalade. Maybe a Suburban. Or a Blazer with the full back. Or a Bronco, maybe. Personally, my favorite SUV was always the Dodge Durango. Up until the recent models. I love the 1990s, early 2000s model Dodge Durango. That's like one of my favorite looking SUVs. None of these cars need gearboxes or tires. Oh my word. Yeah. I'm just gonna have to get rid of a bunch of tires. Make a painting. What do you mean? I'm not gonna make a livery right now. I normally do all that shit off stream because it takes forever. That's just this game's, like, version of experience. And the icon 119 thing, that's pretty much just like hunter rank. As I get more followers, the icon level goes up. It's just it has an actual quantifiable thing in this game. Or I guess you can call it quantifiable. I guess. Hold on. I always forget to do this shit. It's like your level up. Here's the 2 photos I've taken. I took this away literally when I started the game. Why does it say 7/12? I did not take this 3 days ago. I wasn't even playing this game 3 days ago. The internal date on this game is fucked up. Yeah, it says that picture was taken the 28th of July. It's not even the 28th yet. Hold on, here, you can see my stats. Longest game session, 7 hours. It's actually way longer than that, but the game kicked me for being AFK, so it doesn't count that. Favorite vehicle, Proto Alpha Mark II. Oh my god. Again, don't buy cars in this game. It just makes it so that you have too many freaking cars, dude. Don't buy cars in a Cars game because the actual menu for the cars is just a long bar that you put filters on. You like this? I haven't done half of these liveries. Most of them are ones I took from the online. This one I did myself, though. I made the splat mark. And I have a couple different cars with their own splat on it. But yeah, I made this skin. Nachos Locos. I also made this skin, which I put on a lot of my challengers. Which, looking at it now, looks alright, but it also doesn't look great. I needed to definitely add more tiger marks on it. This has the... Have you ever seen the movie Dukes of Hazzard? Just an infinite burnout. I wish there was tire wear in this game. I just want to pop the freaking tires. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. This is a drift car. Them old Duke boys tearing up Hazard. That was bad. Traffic check. Traffic check. This car weighs so much that it doesn't even get stopped by traffic. I need to practice drifting anyways. That would have been cool if I would have came down the off-ramp and just braked into a drift coming around that turn, but I'm not cool enough to do shit like that. Yeah, I know, game. You don't need to tell me do stuff because you're just driving around. Oh no. I didn't turn sharp enough initially. Drifting in this game is hard. It looks easy at face. Like when I shared playing this game with Hyro and let him control a drift car, he didn't even understand how I could even drive it around a corner. And stay drifting. It's not about like driving the car. It's not like the car is like impossible to control. Like, in fact, it's like the opposite. You have to like learn how to not do physics. Because in real life, when you drift a car and you throw the entire weight of a car into a turn like that, you're supposed to counter steer. Meaning you steer in the direction you're going. But in this game, if you do that, the game will automatically steer you out of your drift automatically. Automatically steer you out of your drift automatically, because that's a good sentence. But yeah, basically, the game only drifts normally if you let off the gas. Or turn down slide help. but if you turn down slide help, then the vehicle still doesn't control realistically, and then you have to counter steer while drifting. And I say not realistically because it still does the thing where if you counter steer even the tiniest bit too much, it cancels you out of your fucking drift. I'm like making my own like sort of drift circle. Why don't they do a drift course here? These roads are fucking great for it. But then again, I'm still eating shit when it comes to drifting, because when you drift in this game, you don't want to be hitting stuff. You want to just be perfectly in the road. In real life, hitting shit is bonus points. Like your grandma. Death race. Damn it, I fucked that up again. Boo! You stink. What? What? Oh my god. It does not want to drift down a hill. Give him a little tap. Just let him know where his place is. Nope, just spun out that time. Kind of. Oh, how am I gonna get out of this? Oh. How neatly planned. I don't know what I was expecting to happen there. ESP won't do anything, man. I've tried all the options, believe me. For me, it just doesn't control right regardless of what you do. There's always something weird about it. Either the understeer comes in delayed or something like that. Various of the settings make little difference for actually holding and maintaining a drift. It's just someone does a setting and then they think it works, and then the placebo effect helps them drift better, even though it doesn't actually make drifting that much better. Why is that fence solid? I went through there with the intention that that was not a solid area. Yeah, see, all this does is help you steer out of a drift faster. It doesn't make the actual drifting better. The actual act of holding your throttle in the turn still involves you not touching the analog stick like I'm doing now in order for your vehicle to continue going around the corner without rotating. Which in real life, you would do by slightly holding your steering wheel in the direction the car is sliding. But that's not how this game works. If you do that in this game, your car magically pulls out of its drift, even though that's not how physics work. Believe me, I've drifted fucking four-wheelers in real life. Granted, it's not a fucking, like, 10-foot long land canoe of a car, but I do understand the idea of how throttle control and everything applies to drifting, and the way that angles work in corners when under throttle, regardless of if it's on dirt or on pavement with really sticky tires. I used to have a four-wheeler that was almost specifically designed for drifting, because it had no gears, no clutch, was fully automatic, and would reach its top speed in under like 3.5 seconds or something of holding the throttle. The only problem was you couldn't ever accomplish that like 0 to 35 or however fast it was on dirt, because the four-wheeler would just spin its tires. But that was great, because when you were just going like 20 to 30, the thing would just drift around turns like a beaut, and it would just, the wheels would just keep spinning in the back, and all you'd have to do is just lightly counter steer it and just lean into it. And that's the same prospect as like drifting a small car. You don't have to put much steer or weight into the actual car to get it to turn and rotate. Which, believe me, I understand how that stuff works. I'm not like a 13-year-old playing a driving game for the first time. That guy's driving a fucking actual street car. Again, I'm noticing no significant change in the way the car handles, outside of the fact I can correct like that back and forth a lot faster. That's about it. Just because it shut off the weight stability. But on drift cars, that stability stuff doesn't even apply half of the time. So watch. You just saw me drift without none. You saw me drift with it full. I'll turn right back around and do the same shit I was doing back and forth. See, the only thing it's making the car do is rotate back straight faster. That's the only thing it's doing. It's not actually helping the process of holding the throttle in the corner and holding a drift. Which is the problem with drifting in this game. And the problem that everyone has when they're trying to get used to it. And it's only after they go through all the options and eventually just get used to the weirdness of it anyways, that they actually are good at drifting. Because I don't think anyone is good at drifting in this game right out of the gate. And if you are, you haven't driven a car. That's all I can say. Because if you've driven a real car or vehicle and ever slid with it before, your muscle memory and your intuition is going to take over for you to steer in the other direction. You're going to slide like this, and like me, you're going to immediately turn the analog stick right when you're turning left. Because in a drift car, that's what you'd fucking do. On a four-wheeler, that's what you do. In a fucking dune buggy, that's what you do. The thing that should make you pull out of a drift is letting off the throttle. You know? So your tires stop spinning, so they rotate slower, causing them to get more grip, and you pull forward. You don't get grip in a drift car by holding down the fucking throttle like you do in this game. That's not how it works. In this game, you let off the throttle in a drift and your car just slides. It doesn't pull, it doesn't do it, just slides. Sidewards, right into the fucking wall. Trust me. Don't ever go and drive a car in real life thinking that that's how you'd want to actually drive it. And I mean, again, they put the warning at the front of the game that it's just a simulation and none of it, don't do that in like your car in real life, but seriously. You're gonna put shit like Alpha Grand Prix and touring cars and all that kind of stuff and like Nitro in the game for like arcadiness, that's fine. But if you're gonna put drifting in a game, either go full arcade or go full realism. Don't meet the middle. Don't meet the Malcolm in the middle perfect in between, because it's not fun. Because that's what this game has. The in between of arcade and realism. It's non-realistic because you're not counter steering, and the stability / weight of the car has almost no effect on the car's ability to rotate. The only thing it does is affect the speed at which it does. Which is not, again, that's not how physics work in real life. You can throw the ass end of a small car around just as fast as a big car. The difference is in how much weight gets held once you're doing that. Like I said, the rotation around the center. If you could imagine the front of the car as a center point and the car rotating around it. A small car rotates less, but you have more control over the rotation. And that's why it's preferred for drifting. Things like RX-7s and shit like that. They're the preferred drift car because of the actual shape and wheelbase of the car is near perfect for drifting. NSXs and stuff like that as well. Those square, stout, small cars with their rear weight. Or front weight, it really doesn't matter. It's all in how you balance the car. Sorry, I went out for a smoke. Oh, look, it's a mayfly. Must have just hatched out of the river tonight. Just watching the spider eat this moth. I killed the moth and then threw it in its web. I didn't kill it completely, I still left it wriggling. Little funnel weaver. If you wanted to look up what I'm looking at right now. It's a funnel weaver spider. And it has a little funnel thing next to my door, and I always drop moths and other bugs into it. He always springs out, grabs it. If it's small enough, he'll bring it back in, but the moth is too big. You've probably seen a funnel weaver before. They're also known as a common grass spider, because you see them out in the grass every single morning, creating little cobwebs, which eventually just get destroyed anyways.
Work your waistline to the baseline, yeah, girl, work your waistline.
venom isn't strong enough to paralyze the moth. So the moth keeps fighting back. The moth is going into the state of paralysis, so I can see it because its entire body's starting to tremor. A lot of people hate spiders. I love them. They deal with our beetle problem. All the orb weavers and everything, I leave them. I'll even not mow a section of my grass just because it'll have an orb weaver on it. Sorry, I went outside for a smoke. I couldn't see what you had said. And yes, I have leveled up my hypercars a little bit. I don't care much for those races though, so it's like I just don't do them. .768 horsepower, but it only goes 203 miles an hour. It's so heavy. I'm gonna take a toke real quick. Yeah, I'd said it at the start of this stream, even though I didn't say it when anyone was here, but I found this awesome orb weaver spider when I was out picking berries. And not just your common garden spider, it was like a rare... I couldn't even find... Like, I found spiders that looked like it, but nothing that was identical, because it had black and white, not yellow, just black and white barred legs, a beautiful, like, yellow, burnt orange body, and like a really, really dark brown underside to it, because I looked at it from multiple sides. It's a very, very beautiful spider. It's the type of spider that everyone would get freaked out at, but I just look at it in amazement. I even like, because it makes these little, in the area where it lives, it uses the lace leaves to make these little coves, and then it attaches a string to its orb weaved nest, or not nest, its web, that it can use to like sense the vibration across the entire web while hiding in a place that it can't be seen, because obviously it's so brightly colored it would be bird food in a second. But it's a very, very beautiful looking spider. I even got to touch it, because when they get scared, they just go into a state of, like, I'm not here, so they don't move, to try and get you to think that they're not actually there. I wanted to handle it, but I had obviously spooked it, so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want it to bite me. Although I have handled orb weavers like that before, and they can be pretty docile, although they do not like to be taken far away from their web. It's a beautiful spider, though. And say that like 4 or 5 times, but I honestly mean it. A lot of people hate them. If it was in someone else's yard, it would have gotten squished and probably killed, even though it's a very rare spider. Since everyone keeps wanting to see me do hypercar shit, I might as well just do one. Oh shit. That turn didn't look as sharp on the map as it was. Rubber banding makes races fun. I had to stop looking at the map. I wish they had blind turn signs, you know, like they would have in real life. even if you're not going 177, it's nice to know. Oh my. I saw the turn coming too, but it's up a hill, so the car just understeered to infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond! Oh my. I thought I was dead. I can't drive these cars, dude. I'm not a road driver. Not with cars that go 165 miles an hour. Give me the Alpha Grand Prix cars, and I'll be fine, because those cars stick to the road. Like they're glued to it. How can you dirt accelerate past me? What fucking horse? That's exactly what I mean. Like, why even bother? My racing skill does not matter. He just drove on the dirt and out-accelerated me in a car with 40 less preference points. You gotta drive like a fucking god to drive these cars in this game. Which I am not. Their steering is too slow. And then it's all of a sudden really fucking fast once you drop below 100 miles an hour. And then it becomes, like, I can't control it in this zone. I can't stay on the road. Because the car's steering is too fucking unpredictable. These cars are a nightmare to drive in real life. That's why there aren't actual races dedicated to them. You don't actually want to drive these fucking things. You need to drive professionally made race vehicles that have really tuned suspension and sticky ass tires, or else you end up with what this feels like. The car just never feels like it's got all four wheels on the ground. So sometimes the steering is like ludicrously fast, and then when you expect it to be slow, it's ultra fast, and you just turn way sharper than you thought you would. And then you try to compensate by that by turning lighter on the next turn, but the next turn causes you to understeer, so turning lighter makes you worse. And it's just like, you can't win with these fucking things. And then it's like, I try to excessively brake to gain control of the car, but it doesn't help. It just makes it worse because braking in this game has no logic to it. Unless you set the braking to nearly full rear. That was my bad, but seriously, like, the snap back to reality of the steering is too much. And then, like that, it just understeered right into the wall. I was holding the analog stick full right. I didn't let off, I didn't do a baby steer, I was holding it fully to the right. And it just understeered right into the wall. I drive the Porsche on this better than I can this thing. Do they have a Porsche hypercar? Can I just put a wide body kit on a 911 and stick a F1 motor in it? And now it's night, so half of the road is like black and invisible to my eyes. Understeer and pedestrian. I let off the gas too there for a brief second, because you don't need to let it off in this game for long to get the effect of the car oversteering. Like that. I just tried to steer a little bit to the right, and it was like, here's the wall for you. Oh, fuck. This is such a waste of my time because I already know I'm going to lose it. I have to look at the map because there's so many fucking blind turns in a lot of the areas that you can't ever see them coming. And know what speed you need to be fucking going. You don't have a co-pilot. You don't have the ability to study the track because the track is fucking 30 miles. So fun. Wow. It's like he has cinder blocks tied to the back of his hypercar. Oh wait, he just took the cinder blocks off and now he's gonna catch back up. I just wanted a little bit of steer. I mean, you saw me trying to do a little bit of steer and what it did. Like, what do you want me to do? These cars are a nightmare. In real life and in video games. I never like driving them. I have a passionate hate for Lamborghinis. Put me in a Wiseman Roadster coupe. That's a nice car. And actually worth your money as a driving car. And it has a higher power to weight ratio than a Bugatti Veyron. So, you want a fast car that looks sweet, get one of those. If I remember how to spell it, it's W-I-E-S-S-M-A-N, if you're wondering what I'm talking about brand-wise. I saw one of those at a car show when I was a little kid. Like one of the, I think it was the late 90s one, like 1999 or early 2000s model coupe that they had made. And that thing is sweet looking. That car is a definition of a car that's all curved. There's like barely a straight part on the car's body. It's, like I said, a very, very nice looking car. I mean, at least what I consider nice looking. I think hypercars, like... I mean... Pardon me for being a stereotype, but hypercars to me are like how Americans view Asian people. They're just all the same looking with a tiny bit of difference. Because they have to be, because if you want high levels of performance, you have to make your car a certain way. Also, how was I supposed to avoid that situation? My car is much too wide to go in between the wall and the car on the outside. I just get RNG fucked. Like, there's nothing I can do. I can't drive the car for shit. The RNG fucks me in the ass, and I always seem to get nighttime when I drive these cars. So half of the tracks become invisible to me, because they won't fucking buff the headlights. You know what would be a nice upgrade for them to add? A headlight upgrade. Oh, that was a truck. Of course. I wanted it to steer really good. So I let off, but then I remembered, oh shit, if you let off, the car just massively understeers no matter what car you're driving in the game. Because that's just how the game's logic is. Unless you're using the Alpha Grand Prix car, in which letting off will immediately grant you with increased steering. Don't know why. Apparently the G-forces of applying throttle, even if the throttle is already maxed out, means you can't accelerate. Or not accelerate, means you can't turn the wheel. I'd love to know if that was actually true in an actual car. If under throttle it makes it that much harder to turn the steering wheel. Or if they simply just make it bullshit like that in video games so it's harder to turn. Because it's like, motherfucker, I know how far you can turn the wheel. But when I let off the gas to try to turn the wheel fully and hold the analog stick to the right, the guy turns less than if I just held it a little bit for a couple seconds. It makes no fucking sense. They did their best job to create the most counterintuitive fucking driving system in a video game. I'll give them that. Doesn't matter the car. Wow, congrats. We beat the rubber banding. So great. Hello, coder. Yeah, it only takes 4 minutes if you're a god, by the way. I'm not. I'm dog shit, dude. What does it matter what I think about anything to do with politics? Don't ask me about politics. Where is Luttrell's race part 2? There's Luttrell's race part. Luttrell car. I suck at Luttrell's car race though. Fuck it, I'll just go to the activity list. Yeah. 4 minutes if you're a god. How little was he? He's asking people about Trump. I've already expressed my opinions on people enough. I told you I'm diarrhea at driving. I can't outdrive a paraplegic dude, I'm sorry.
Woo! Back behind the wheel again. And in a beast like this, what a feeling.
Do I have any bikes? You mean in real life or in the game? Because yeah, I have some of the bikes. I have a rally raid one, a street race one, and just a normal dirt bike for the MX, but I don't really count that. That's more of an off-road vehicle than it is an actual street bike. In real life, I've owned quite a few bikes before I moved. I sold a lot of them though. Because I don't have a use for them, because I don't have land to ride them on anymore. I had a Honda, and I was just talking about earlier, I had this little Japanese racing four-wheeler that some dude was that he originally bought it for his kid, right? But his kid got on it and was too scared of it to ride it that he didn't even want it anymore, and literally he just put it on the side of the road with like a sign on it for like $600 or something like that. This brand new, I think it was 150cc. It was called a Komodo, so maybe you can look that up if you want to find it. It was 150cc Japanese four-wheeler, and it was just this little tiny racing four-wheeler that was fully automatic, like I said, and it was built for drifting. It had incredibly stiff suspension, rock hard tires on it, and you could burn out on it for like 20 minutes on fucking pavement and not even wear the tread down on it. The tires were remarkable, but of course they were super slippery because they had no grip. Even on dirt, because the tire was so stiff that it had no give to it. It was good in gravel though. I sold that thing, and when I sold it, the like pegs that you put your feet on were rotting off. The engine on it is still beautiful, but the actual frame of the four-wheeler had rotted to complete shit due to me driving it in the snow, and the salty road snow shit got on the frame and just it turned rusty and just fell apart.
Racing, how I've missed you.
Oh, I'll see you around, man. Sorry, I didn't... In the middle of a race, I try to just focus on the race less than looking at my chat. It did take me about 4 minutes to complete it, though.
I can't believe we pulled it off. But we did. Latrell is super happy with his car. And we're super happy that he's super happy. What more could we ask for? Next time we keep the zillion-dollar car.
Zillion. Yeah, I have this one. Skull light. And thought I had a second street race one. I guess I never bought it. I just looked at it. Yeah, I have this.
Okay, because now we can afford to replace parts that are broken instead of having me duct tape them back together.
Got more top end.
One legit race in the books. The better each of these runs, the easier it is to set up the next one. This one ran great.
I love the suspension on these cars. The only two events or 3 events, I guess. All of the events. All the ones I haven't done are fucking air ones. Oh, I guess I also haven't done that one. Hard to see it underneath everything
Snow day,
else.
huh? The track's gonna be a skating rink, so lace up and get out there. Just keep your front wheels on the line and the back wheels will take care of themselves.
And don't worry, I put the heater on for you.
It was already snowing. Why did you need to change the weather?
3, 2,
Goof game.
1.
I hit the brakes a little bit too hard. This is so, like, enthralling. How do they turn so good? Probably better suspension, that's why. I guess it's wall ride. Wall ride till we die. I wonder if it's something about the way I have my car tuned. Why every time? Half of the upgrades it gave me before weren't even upgrades. Oh my god, dude. That's why they don't let different kinds of cars go around tracks in different manners in real life. The default setup for this car is, I don't think, turns very well. I still don't think I can beat them. If only that if only this game had real physics. You drive left and right to heat up your tires or keep them warm once they're already heated. Look at that steering bullshit that guy in front of me was doing. That. I just have no ability to outdrive them. The second I think I'm doing a turn good, they just come fucking like bees in a swarm. The queen bee. Okay, car just understeered right off the fucking track because I totally wasn't doing the same exact thing I just did. Oh my god, I can't believe I beat it. Oh. I was gonna say, are you gonna give me nothing that helps me go faster, game? I need more oomph. I don't need better turning. Nerd. Oh. Ow. Nico! He is Russian compatriot. too fast. And he's gone. Just doing some practice. I'm a compulsive practicer. It's so dumb. You would think if they can keep up with me that easily, they should be able to pass me. But, on the other hand, I should be able to pull away from them if they're all at the same skill. It's hard to drive in a circle track with a fucking controller, dude. You need a wheel so you can just hold it more easily. Hold on, let's get out the... just so that other people who may stop on the track can look at it. Now the skulls are offset. That must be super annoying. If you try to have a car with skull hubcaps, they're never ever going to be lined up if your car has a differential or anything on it. Because one wheel is inevitably going to spin a full turn more than another wheel. I'm gonna say they shouldn't even be in the same positions on both sides because this game has differentials in it. Where like one tire can spin more than another. That's one thing that sucks though, because out of all the things you can adjust in this game, you can't adjust the torque or acceleration bias of the differential applied by the gearing, which actually affects the way that a car turns. So it really should be an option. That's an option in like the old Gran Turismo games, for fuck's sake. If you didn't know, you can adjust the individual torque of the deceleration and acceleration under torque. Sorry, I'm going out for a smoke. And I'm grabbing a couple handfuls of berries. Sorry. Mouth noise. I picked another entire, I said this already a bunch of times, but I picked an entire another quart and a half of berries. Or so. It's a big ass tub, to say the least. I put at least 2 to 3 pounds in the freezer. You should see my right arm, because I hold my container with my left arm. My right arm is the only one with spike holes on it. Want me to feed another moth to old Spidey? Oh, no, you're too dense of a moth. There you go, bud. Enjoy. That moth is even bigger than the last. Oh, there's a male earwig. Its pincers are curved, not straight. If you wanted to know how to tell the difference. There is no there. I hear something anyways in the bushes. It was hard as a motherfucker. Thought I broke my tooth for a second. I need to get a camera or something that can do well in low light so I can get some video of him. So it's not just me saying, oh look, a bear. They keep their space, so. That moth got away. But it's not going to be flying anymore, so. I hear it flopping around down there. He's still dealing with that other moth. tasty morsel. Little spider. I might have to rip your wings off. You're too feisty. Not too much life in you. Sorry, dude. Spider can't even use your wings anyways. One wing. Luckily, this is a creature that has no mouth parts, because it can't bite me. You didn't know, a lot of species of bigger to giant moths have no mouth parts. No capability of fighting back. Which I am sorry about, but I like eating spiders. Got moth dust on my fingers. Good thing it's not the white moths that cause irritation. Might seem like a mean thing to do, but the moths have a limited lifespan, and about 1 million of that species of moth exists. It's a common wood moth, or whatever you want to call it. Sounds mean, but it really... those things are pests. They exist by the bucket loads. There's at least 20 other ones around the light. I just snatch them because it's, a lot of the time it's too hard for the spiders to pin them down because they don't have any stickiness to their web. The funnel weavers don't. Funnel weavers are very docile too. Just meaning that they have no want to attack you or bite you unless you try to grab them. They are very scared. Just blowing on their web with your breath makes them hide in their little funnel. And then they'll just poke out and look. They're like jumping spiders to me. I have a soft spot for them. They're jumping spiders, you can't really just feed them. Because a lot of the time if you try to put something near them, it's scared of you and doesn't care about the thing you're trying to give it. But I love the little things. I always see them out by the berry bushes. They'll wait on the berries, because they don't actually eat the berries. But they'll wait next to the berries and ambush things that try to attack the berries, and it's probably one of the only reasons why the fruit fly problem that we have on our berry bushes isn't as bad as it could be. So far, only about 5 to 10% of the berries have been off, meaning that you can't use them because there's a maggot in it. And every time I pick a berry, I flip them over and look at the underside, because you can tell a nice berry that hasn't had anything on the inside won't have juice stains on the inside of the berry. Berries that are fresh, however, and they're in nice condition and haven't had a parasite or something eating from them, won't have anything besides like a white coloration on the inside. I hate when my fucking bowl does that. Means I need to clean it. This thing is great on the circle tracks, but I need to stiffen it up a little bit in the front. Alright, that's a little bit better. Oops. Oh my god. Turn, motherfucker. I was holding left and he's just holding the steering wheel a tiny little bit. Like fucking A. Turn, asshole. Put your arms into it. It infuriates me when I'm holding right on the analog stick and my dude isn't turning the fucking steering wheel. Actually, I want the special effects. Whatever. Gotta change the song. It's meant to drive you insane. Why is it always the same song after that one as well?
Looks like you're racing in the rain today. Don't think of that as a problem. Think of it as a challenge. One everyone else will have to face too. It can be nerve-wracking, but go with the flow, and it can be exciting as well.
Alright, you're a little late, honey. That was bad. Why did you understeer? I was holding left. Nasty, disgusting lap. But it didn't matter. keep accidentally exiting out of it.
love working on classic cars like this one. You know why? No computers to get in the way. It's just me and the machine.
You didn't think that because it's a classic, it's going to be easy to drive. You won't be getting any power assist at all, so be ready. Because keeping that beautiful little beast under control is going to take everything you've got. There's a reason people still love races like this. Just skill and steel without the bells and whistles.
As far as I'm concerned, this is real racing, and everything else is just a sideshow. There's a simple elegance to running like this. Save the tricks and gimmicks. This is where real drivers excel.
Save the tricks and gimmicks. I have to upgrade your car. Have to upgrade your car. My car has to be upgraded to a certain amount, and now that it's upgraded, running this race is a joke. This car is actually very, very easy to drive. I have no fucking clue what they're on about.
Love working on classic cars like this one. You know why? No computers to get in the way.
Oh my god,
It's
we have
just
to listen to this every single time?
You didn't think that because it's a classic, it's going to be easy to drive. You won't be getting any power assist at all, so be ready. Because keeping that beautiful little beast under control is going to take everything you've got.
Not really. It's way, way easier to drive than the hypercars. Sorry, lady.
There's a
This
reason
thing's like
people
going
still
on a
love races
Sunday
like this.
cruise with your
Just
grandma.
feel and steal without the bells and whistles.
I always love it when my grandma drifts.
As far as I'm concerned, this is real racing, and everything else is just a sideshow. There's a simple elegance to running laps. Save the tricks and gimmicks. This is where real drivers excel.
I think we can call this an unqualified success. Not just your performance, but also the race. It's good to remember that there's still a place.
I wonder how this would stand up to the rest of the touring cars.
It's for the old school.
I'm gonna try doing a normal touring car race in this. retarder. I don't know how to do that turn good in this car. I came into that turn way too hard. Oh well. I'm gonna call it here anyways. Just let me load back to I might start streaming again later if I can't sleep because I haven't been able to sleep at all recently. I'm also losing my voice to something for whatever reason. So if I stream later I might not be talking as much. My voice keeps getting shitter and shitter, shittier and shittier. Shitter to shitter. Shite. I like hacked up and then it like hit the back of my throat weird and it just made me cough. But I'll be back later. I'm gonna work on that skin. Oh yeah, I'll show that before I leave how far I've gotten because I haven't actually gotten very far on it. Let's see. I'm just recreating it but with my own flavor so I can paste it onto other vehicles. Did you just join the stream? Because I'm literally just about to turn my stream off. But I will be streaming again later. That's not my skin, but like I was saying, I don't advocate copying people's skins. But when a game doesn't just let me go like, oh, I have a skin for this car. What if I wanted to take the skin I have for this car and put it on a different car? I can't, because the skin is for this car specifically. So I'm having to sit there and basically remake what this guy did and just sort of guess what shapes he used and morph them to shape to recreate the livery so I can copy it as a group and then put it on other cars. Oh, I don't know what time it is for you, but it probably won't be for like, I don't know, another hour, hour and a half, if I do. I'll be on PS4, so if you're on PS4, you can add me if you want. I'll also play with you, even though I rarely play with anyone in this game, just because I hate the fact that I'm a very inconsistent driver, so a lot of the time I just like clicking the retry button, because that's what I've always done in other games. So whenever I play with other people online, I feel like shit, because I run into a wall at the first corner, and I'm just like, well, I want to reset. Oh, it's Cali time, so that would be, it'd probably be like 12:31 maybe. It's not a big deal, man. I'm not even good at the game, so don't worry about it. The only skin I've ever created in this game was a skin about nacho cheese. This one right here. I made this skin. I need to fix the other one that I redid it for the Viper, but this one I did. I built the splat mark and everything. That took me forever to fucking do. Making the nacho cheese splat. Yeah, it's this one right here. 2,870 shapes. A little bit too many triangles. Yeah, man. If you come back, it's no big deal. I was just letting you know. It just happened to be an inconvenience for you. You happen to come by when I'm just about to shut it off. I'm not good at the game. I just have played a lot of it. There's a difference. But I'll see you later, man. Oh, thanks for the sub, dude. Peace out.